Hey guys, the time has come. It's been teasing some videos that I've been putting out the past couple weeks, but I'm ready to unveil it. This is my 2018 Hightower LT. Alright, so for those that you don't know, this is Santa Cruz's Long Travel 29er. This is the Wicklow green color. You have 150 millimeters of rear suspension. I have it paired with a RockShox Lyric 160 millimeter fork. Off the shelf stock bike is going to come with a Fox 36 and 150 millimeter, but I've been doing some reading and I think you can extend that out to 160 without really any fuss. So I do have kind of mixed mass suspension. I have a Fox Float X2. A couple little details I have on this guy is I have the climb switch flipped around. I've knocked that to the climb position a lot of times actually, somewhere riding, and I never feel it, but I sometimes look down and I'm like, it's locked out, and you don't want that to happen when you need that suspension working. I also, in the rear eyelet of the shock, use a real world cycling needle bearing bushing. I really feel like that helps unlock some of that sensitivity that the VPP kind of hides in these frames. So some people love them, some people hate them. I'm in the love them camp. So moving on to the drivetrain, I've got the SRAM XO1 Eagle. Full matching kit, cassette derailleur, cog and cranks. I have Crank Brothers Mallet E long spindle pedals. Love these pedals. I had the original ones in the blue before, and I'm coming kind of a convert on those. I've got the 1UP Components Bash chain guide. I haven't tried this out yet, so I'm really excited to do that. It's got the form factor that I've kind of been looking for, so I hope that really works out. I personally would not ride and or race, especially without a chain guide. I've seen lots of days ruined with those that don't have one. Frame protection wise, I've kind of got a mixed bag. I've got the all mountain style in black that I put on the top tube. I really like protecting that top tube because I feel like it's very vulnerable to the rider and or other things. And then on the bottom I've got some clear stuff on, especially on the chainstay, and then just some clear stuff mixed around. Debated doing the Invisiframe kit, but I just didn't want to devote the time to it. So up to my controls here, I've got the Tioga Spider Outland saddle. This is that infamous serrated top saddle. Actually, it's a lot more comfortable than you would imagine. So if you have any questions on that, definitely let me know. This is my second one. My cockpit, I have the Anvil Mandrel carbon bars with the swage stem matched up with it. The bars are 800 millimeter in length. I keep those uncut at 800 millimeter, 20 mil rise, and the stem is a 50 millimeter in length and it has 5 degrees of rise built in. I keep my stem stacked. I really like kind of that lower front end feel, especially with the 29er and the 160 mil fork. I try to keep this as low as possible. I have the 1UP steer tube tool with my Garmin GPS mount. Other than that, just pretty standard affair. I do electrical tape over my cable to keep things tidy and rattle free. Moving on to my wheels, I use the Industry 9 Enduro 305 wheels. I really love these wheels. They're really lightweight for what they are, really strong 32 hole rim still, but because they use their milled alloy spokes, it really keeps the weight down, and actually comparable to a lot of comparable 30 mil inner diameter rim wheel combos. Also, it has that unique Industry 9 fast engagement sound. That's also a love-hate thing. I've gotten used to it, so I really like the engagement. Settings I have in the Lyric, I use 1 token right now, and I'm going to experiment more with that. If you have any questions on the Lyric or the 36, I've had both. This replaced a 36. Again, that's going to be a, you know, brand preference type thing, but I do like the Lyric over the 36. It just works for me. If you have any questions on why I decided to switch or how did one feel over the other, just let me know. I'd be happy to go over any of these parts. I've definitely pretty much used them for a long time, so if you have any long-term impression questions, just let me know. Brakes, I use the code RSC. Again, these are semi-new to me over a different brand. My rotors are a giveaway of what they were before, but I really, the better modulation that a lot of reviewers say that they provide is real. It's not just smoke and mirrors or just kind of brochure talk. It is real and the power is on tap, so I really like those. Tires, I have the Maxxis Combo DHF 2.5 WT up front and a 2.3 Aggressor in the back. This is my go-to tire setup. When it gets a little wet or muddy, the Aggressor does struggle a little bit, so I may entertain going to a DHR2 or maybe even a DHF in the back. In terms of clearances, on this bike, on my bike, this is an extra large, I have ample space between the seat tube and the tire at full compression, along with lots of space between the back of the saddle and the rear tire at full compression. I don't know if it's an extra large thing, but I do keep my saddle pretty much all the way forward. I try to shrink the cockpit on the extra large as much as I can. I'm about 6 foot with shoes on, and I make the extra large work for me. I've got about maybe average to shorter than average arm length and a 32-inch inseam. I really love the stability. The saddle height, when it's all the way down, is going to be equivalent to a large. With this extended, give me the ideal pedal length. And then other than that though, you know, it's a Santa Cruz Hightower LT. It's a very popular bike right now. It's getting a lot of reviews, a lot of positive reviews. If you have any questions on the bike, why I chose it over a lot of the ones that I've ridden, or why I decided to go from the regular Hightower to this, feel free to let me know. I love talking with you guys in the comments. Again, if you have any questions on the components, let me know. I've used a lot of these for a long time, so I have really good impressions of them. Before the anvil stuff, I use Renthal, so if you have questions on how they compare quality-wise or how do they feel, you know, just ask. Again, love talking about this stuff. So, well, that's my bike. This is what I'm going to be riding all year next year for fun and for races. So I hope you enjoy the bike. Right now it's kind of dead of winter, so I'm trying to put out as much good content for you guys that's interesting, and hope to be getting back to some bike reviews here as soon as possible. So thanks for taking the time, listening to me and going over my bike, and we'll see you next time.